Hey everybody, welcome back. This is chapter 4 of How God Makes Men by Patrick Morley. Today we're going to be covering chapter 4, which is the story of Gideon and the Principal of an Unexpected Leader.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about this a little bit last week. About Gideon's story and how he started off threshing wheat in a wine press, and suddenly God used him to liberate all of Israel.
Yeah. When God called him, he's like, "Are you sure, God?
Yeah,
Are you really sure?"
yeah,
Like, little old me, I'm like, my clan's the weakest. I'm the lowest of my family. Are you sure?
yeah. I'm literally the worst option.
Mhm.
There's nobody, everybody's better than me. Like, come on.
Yeah. But I mean, I will say I love how Patrick Morley captured it. He's like, you know what? Like, God isn't restricted by your weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
So your weakness is basically like irrelevant if God is with you,
Yeah,
which I think is just like very well said.
it is.
Mhm. So did you have anything on the chapter that stuck out to you?
Nothing in particular really jumped out. I thought it was well written. I thought that this is something like the whole reluctant leader and being like, I'm not the person you want for this.
Yeah.
And God being like, it doesn't matter. I want you to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I think a lot of people have to come to terms with, right?
Yeah.
Stepping out of your comfort zone to do things that challenge you to do what God called you to do, right?
Yeah. I like how when he says in the book, he's like, God doesn't seem to mind teaching his disciples by just kind of throwing them into the deep end.
Yeah, right? Suddenly, like, I have a whole new set of skills I need to learn because I need to know them today.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does feel like that sometimes. It's like God might prepare you for some of his callings, but there's other times where he's just like, no, you're going to learn on the job.
Yeah. Just trust me. You'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All in all, though, I thought it was a really decent chapter.
Mm-hmm.
I like how in this chapter, the author put kind of emphasis on like, God makes men by turning our weakness into strength in such a way to where only he can get the glory. I think that's so true because like when God kind of comes in clutch like last minute and provides you with something that you need, like at like freaking 22nd hour or whatever, the 24th hour when you need it, it's like the answer is basically like it can only be God.
Yeah. Kind of like exactly like what happened with Midian, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had 30,000
Yeah.
men, and God was like, that's too many.
Yeah.
So then God whittled the whole thing down to 300 men, and then, like 300 people were probably looking around being like,
Could you imagine being Gideon in that situation? Like, got 30,000. We might have a chance. And God's like, nah, too many.
yeah, you just be like,
Everybody who's scared, go home. And Gideon's probably like, 10,000 left. Oh, maybe. And God's like, still too many.
yeah, and then Gideon's just like, what?
Yeah. 300 left. God's like, perfect.
Yeah. Hey, everybody in the camp is looking around like,
Yeah.
is this it? Like, there's reinforcements coming, right? We're not the only ones, right?
Yeah. 300 men and some empty jars.
Yeah, some torches and some jars.
Yeah. What a wild story.
Yeah. Can you imagine being the people that, like who threw the jars and watching the confusion being like, whoa.
What happened?
Yeah, like I didn't think of what we did was that big, but oh, wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Or like being on the other side of it, if there was any survivors, just like hearing about it after, like, what?
Yeah, right. Come on. 300 men, that's it. Come on, you guys.
Yeah. Just looking at my notes. Oh, there was a portion in the chapter where he's kind of talking about like how can we be sure God's calling you to do something?
Oh, yeah. When he was talking about asking for signs.
And then he kind of gave examples, right? Like even Gideon, he asked God 3 times, right? And then God answered every single time. So I thought that was a good way to put it. It's like, really, I mean, if you're not sure, like, just ask.
Yeah, and I think I know growing up, or maybe when I came back to Christianity and I was listening to sermons, like it was kind of like the preacher I listened to said it was like kind of taboo to ask for a sign, like
Really?
not like, oh yeah, not like, because I'm not sure why. I just remember hearing something about that, right? Because he used the example of when Jesus was talking, like the Pharisees were talking to Jesus and they said, we want to see a sign from you. And Jesus said, like, no, I won't show you a sign.
Oh, that's when Jesus says, like, don't seek signs and wonders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what, I can't remember. This was like years ago. So maybe I may be taking what he was saying out of context, but
Maybe.
you know, for those people out there who think that, you know, you shouldn't ask for a sign, that you should just trust, it's okay. It's okay to ask.
Yeah, absolutely ask.
100%. It's okay to ask.
Multiple instances in the Bible where God's just like, you know, like, knock and I'll answer, ask and you shall receive. Like,
Yeah.
if you're unsure if God's asking you to do something, ask God.
Right.
Or like Lord, give me a sign to where I'll know for sure. And if you
Right.
still doubt, ask him again.
And even like when you go to school and you don't understand the assignment, you ask the teacher.
Yeah.
The teacher will explain it to you until you understand.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing, right? Jesus
Yeah.
says, like, in Matthew, like, don't call anyone your teacher because your teacher is the Christ.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah, ask Jesus. He'll explain it to you. He is the teacher.
Yeah, and there's also that other section. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's basically like if you ask your father for a fish, is he going to give you a snake?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yep. That's right.
I like how I like in the book when the author mentions like our weakness is the perfect medium for God to display his power and presence. I think that's absolutely true, because if it's like, especially for like your immediate family and the people around you who know you and they know like that's not who he is. Like he always said he'd never go do that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And for God to use the very thing that you're like terrible at and then just like to like bolster you up and be like, I'm using you for that. It's just like complete testimony for like your close family and your close friends,
Exactly.
because they know you can't fake it.
Exactly. Terrible public speaker, but now I have to go into public speaking, and suddenly I'm very good at it.
Yeah.
People are gonna be like, "That's a little bit suspicious." A little bit.
Like, oh no, he's just an extrovert. It's like, no, he's an introvert who is like isolated in
Yeah.
his bedroom for years. There's
Kind
no
of.
way.
He's kind of a hermit. He hardly leaves the house. Like,
Yeah, and then he writes out like God is not limited by our weakness, which is it's just something that a lot of people I think maybe need to wrap their head around. When God calls us to do something, we can get kind of hung up or strung up on like little old me.
yeah,
But-
I'm not adequate for this position. I'm not good enough for this job.
Mm-hmm. But I think the reality of it is like, if God's called you to do something, your weaknesses don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just do it.
He opens the doors that cannot be shut, and shuts the doors that cannot be opened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that can even be like if you ask God for like a sign for like confirmation of your calling, right? That could be one way how he answers it. He may open a door or he might close one.
Yeah, and even what the author was saying in the Bible, sometimes if you don't get a response, maybe that's your answer,
Yeah.
right? Maybe that is the answer. Like, is this from you? Is this what you need me to do? And then to get no sign, nothing is like, okay,
Mhm.
probably not.
Or maybe it's not time yet.
Or maybe it's not. Yeah, like he said that. Maybe it's not, the timing isn't correct yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I would hope that if the timing's not correct yet, God would still hint at it, but maybe not be like, go right now.
Yeah.
Just be like, soon. Somehow show me a sign that it's not now, but just soon.
Or like direct you to somewhere in the Bible where it just says not yet or like soon or something.
Yeah, something somewhere in the Bible that talks about being patient.
Yeah. Can you imagine? That would suck. But I mean, at least you'd get your sign.
Oh yeah, at least you're like, well, okay, I know I'm gonna do it eventually.
Mhm.
right? So at least there's that. There's some kind of something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what were your overall thoughts on the chapter for this week's topic?
I thought it was good. I thought it was well-rounded.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He went into a few different points like that we discussed. Talking about how our weakness doesn't matter to God, right? We might say I'm inadequate, and God will say that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Your weakness, like I can put my strength on display through your weakness.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I can show my glory through your inglory.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's that, and just talking about how mentioning that God will show you, like, if you're not certain, ask for a sign. God will let you know in one way or another. Yes, this is what I want you to do. No, this isn't what I want you to do. Or yes, just be patient.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's not time yet.
Yeah.
I think he there wasn't too much, but I think what there was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think when I think about like the weaknesses thing, right? To me, like the imagery that I kind of get is like a cracked vessel, where the crack is our weakness, but then you put a light inside the vessel, and the light shines through the cracks. It's kind of the imagery that I get. Like God's glory is gonna shine through the cracks,
Yeah, like a jack-o'-lantern, but
kind of, yeah.
but not a pumpkin.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think that's a good analogy, right? I think a lot of people, when they think of a vessel, they think of something for pouring water, but if we're talking about something for shining light, that also works.
Yeah, I did enjoy this chapter. I mean, I just read it yesterday, which is postponed, but it was a good chapter. Because before I read the chapter, I actually I went through Judges and read
Gideon.
the story of Gideon. I've been doing that with most of them, actually.
I have read all of these not too recent, or rather recently, I should say. So I'm still fairly like refreshed on this. Like to read Gideon, I remember he was in the wine press, and the angel of the Lord visited him, and he offered a sacrifice, and God accepted it, and that's when he knew, like, I've seen God. I'm going to die. And then God was like, no, you're not. He was like, okay, I'm not going to die.
I just think they'll be wild.
Yeah, especially like to meet what is like essentially Jesus, right? Before his incarnation. And to be like, that was God. Oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody sees my face and lives, says God to Moses. Gideon's like, uh-oh.
This is it.
I've seen God's face. I can't live. This is it.
And
then to go from threshing wheat in a wine press because you're scared the Midianites are going to steal it, to throwing torches and jars and throwing them all into the camp and blowing trumpets and watching God create such a confusion that your enemy kills each other.
Yeah.
And then whoever lives runs away.
And even like the reassurance that God provided, like last minute, like up on the hill, and Gideon's just like questioning, and he's like, "Go into the camp."
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would be exactly like with Gideon, right? Like
for sure.
300 of us, we have jars and torches.
I'd be like, "Where's rude?"
We have jars, torches, and trumpets. We're gonna announce we're coming and throw jars at them.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? Like this, we have no weapons. And then for God to be like, yeah, go in the camp, and I'll show it to you. I'll prove it to you one last time.
Yeah.
And then the enemy comes out. It's like, I had an awful dream.
Yeah.
And then the other and then the person the enemy is talking to is like, this is the interpretation of the dream. And it specifically says your name.
Yeah.
It is just like, it doesn't get clearer than that.
No kidding.
It doesn't get any clearer than that.
Just like how confused they must have been, like in the camp, like what? And then like what's probably like minutes later,
Yeah.
Just them coming down.
Literally, like, probably 15 minutes later for everyone to encircle the camp, and then suddenly trumpets and jars smashing and all this noise. And
Yeah, and then hearing the name, like, for the Lord and Gideon. It's like,
hey, weren't we just talking about that?
yeah.
It's that guy.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
Yeah. I'd be like, I'm just gonna go back into my tent, okay? I'm just gonna. I don't want to get involved.
Yeah, I still think it's funny that they won with like 300 men and some jars and some torches. Though.
Yeah,
like, that's just like so ridiculous.
I mean, it's not the first time God created like I shouldn't say not the first, but it's not the only time God created mass confusion in the enemy, and they just killed each other.
Yeah,
there's been, I know, in the Old Testament, it's happened several times. I won't say so many, but it's happened several times. Especially during like the reign, like when Israel and Judah were separated. I know it happened. I believe it happened to the Syrians.
Okay.
They were coming to invade Judah, and I believe it was Hezekiah. I want to say it's Hezekiah. But like it was like, we can't win. We have no choice but to throw ourselves on God's mercy because we can't win. Like Syria had already like destroyed the other 11 tribes. They went through Syria, through Samaria, like wiped out the 11 tribes. They were all like captive. And they're like, we're coming for you next. So you can surrender, or we can tear down your walls and do this the hard way. And I believe God sent an angel, and 10,000 men. Was it 10,000 men who were killed? And I might be getting all my stories confused. I know there are a few instances where God sends an angel or God causes mass confusion. Sorry, sorry. I'll stop now. I'm just going on a rant about something I can't quite remember.
Ridiculous ways God delivers.
Yeah, literally sends an angel to kill thousands of men. One single angel causes one story I was thinking of. I believe the enemy was in camp, and then they just heard the sound of horses and chariots, and they freaked out, and either they killed each other or they all abandoned camp and just ran home and left everything behind. I can't remember what exactly happened, but I do remember that there were 3 lepers that went through the camp and was just like, look at all this good stuff. And they took a bunch of it and went and hid it. And then they went and reported it to the king. They're like, hey, the camp is abandoned. We don't know what's going on.
I'll find it and I'll put it up.
Yeah. A bit of an Easter egg hunt for that one. I can't remember where it was.
I'll find it. It's okay. I'll find the other references too. I'll just put them up.
Yeah, okay. All right. So the viewers aren't that confused.
Yeah, they'll be like, what is going on?
People are going to be listening and be like, I know what you're talking about, but that's not quite right. And I'll be like, you're probably right.
Yeah.
It's been a little while since I read that far into the Old Testament.
Yeah, it's been a little while since I've actually read through the entire Old Testament, which is why I've been reading the stories of each of the men that we've been covering. Just because I think it's still good to...
Yeah, it's good to refresh.
Frequently read it. Like, I read the New Testament a lot more than I read the Old Testament.
Yeah, I think that's pretty common.
But yeah. But I don't think I have any more for this week. I don't know if you have any more you want to talk about for this week.
But no, that's about it for this chapter, I would say.
This will be a nice short episode. That's okay. The algorithm likes shorter episodes anyway. That's all we got for you this week. You can tune in next week. We're going to be talking about chapter 5 and how God makes men. This is going to be covering the story of David and the principle of correction. Stay tuned.